All right, I'm all set up to cut the, box joints. They're not really box joints, they're slots now. And then I noticed something that is another problem with flying by the seat of my pants is I can't do it 13 inches because I got this extra here, but I can do it 11. So it's not a big mistake. It's just that I end up wasting a little bit of wood, which doesn't really matter because having to cut it between the knots, these pieces would have been a little bit shorter. I don't think it matters. And to be honest, I'll probably end up cutting it to final length at the end anyway, because just because of the oddball shapes of these, somehow they're not all the exact same length anyway, even though I used a stop block on my chop saw, and theoretically they should all be the same length. I think it's part because of the roughness of the wood and all the different distortions it's got in it. At least that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, but here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did before. I've already adjusted the height of the router bit here. Done a test cut on a block. There it is. And this is also not critical because it's not making a joint. It's just making a slot for display. So, ready to go. Here we go with, that's right, this is a different thickness than that of the material. Actually, it's a different thickness at both ends. It's longer. I'm gonna need another. No, I'm just gonna leave it that way. All right. Safety stuff. I'll just check it as I go to make sure that it's still in the right spot. Actually, maybe I'll start on this end. Wow. I guess I need to go in a little bit slower. We'll see. Maybe this is not going to work at all. I guess I'm starting over again and going to use the pine. Okay, I've gone back to the pine. These were the original pieces from the blanket chest that I started with, and before I switched over to the nicer pine. I'm going to go ahead and use this. But these pieces, I'm trying to minimize waste. They're exactly 22 inches long, and the final needs to be 11. I'm going to go ahead and cut them on the bandsaw to minimize the loss, so we get close enough to 11 inches. More difficult to make a straight cut on it, but it'll be okay. So here we go. too bad. I'll be able to sand it smooth. And phone filled up on me, and phone memory, and I thought I was still filming, and so I've ripped them to width, and I've also done some sanding on them. Picked out the best looking face, even though only part of it's going to be visible. Tried to make it the best looking I can, where the visible tops will look good. This is going to be notched out. A couple of them are going to have a hole that's visible, but hey, it's okay. It's all right. Now I'm ready to go ahead and do the routing on them, and we already know that it's okay to route these full depth, which obviously doesn't work on the oak, which actually I'll probably film an explanation for that. Anyway, let's get it going here. One, two, this one, down that one. So let's just put that there. Let's see, can I still clamp and not interfere with the router? That's close, but it's still okay. All right, that'll keep it from moving, at least hopefully it will. Well, here we go. Second one. Turning, yes. Get it notched in, pull it back, wait. Yeah, I'm okay. So obviously something has gone wrong. Turns out the router bit was not tightened into the collet tight enough. Actually, it might have been before, but that was a pretty heavy load going into that hard oak. And so I went and did actually a couple more test cuts on the piece that was messed up, and it worked out that it's working all right. Once I took a closer look at the bit, I could see that it had actually pulled out, and that's not good. So, but that's one of the reasons I actually, one of the reasons I cut more than just the pieces I needed. I didn't intend to use 6. Actually, intended to just use 4, but does it fit? Okay, it does fit. And the bit doesn't go. Okay, you guys couldn't see that, but check and make sure I wasn't running the bit into the clamp. So here we go again. Oh, jeez. I'm going to be so glad when this is over. I mean... that's as good as it's going to get, that's as good as it's going to get. Geez, the back pieces look better than the front ones. Maybe I should flip them around backwards. Well, I'm just going to do, I just got to do them and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and flip this around backwards and see how that goes. Man, this chewed this one up really bad. Oh, it even took the step. Well, it is what it is, mate. We'll see. Maybe I'll only end up with 4. And actually, I think this was supposed to be the good side, which was supposed to be on the back. This is the result. All the mistakes and things you're seeing, this is the result of working when you're tired or hurried. Or in this case, hurried and actually kind of sick and tired. I'm not really tired. I'm tired of this project. I mean, I make a nice stuff for my family and stuff, but then this has just been one frustration after another. And I don't know, not all that long ago, I would have just given up, I guess. So I guess I've grown. It shows I'm passing some sort of test. I'm sitting here talking and I'm putting the good side out again, aren't I? Yep. See? I guess it's also a result of being distracted, even though I can't imagine what would be distracting me right now. Okay, last one. Pray that it goes well. Okay, so we have 4 good ones. This one, another piece of firewood. Okay, this is the home stretch. I'm going to put these together by gluing because they, I mean, there's not much load on them. And I'm afraid of having them move around when I try to connect them anyway. So I'm going to glue them together, and then the final step will be to put some kind of legs back here because it'll, you know, it's going to be like a stair step setup. Glue up is going to be in 2 steps. Glue these 2 together, and then glue those 2 together. So for right now, well, and they're only gluing behind the tabs. I'm just having it where they just barely don't show any light between this bottom and the bottom of the piece here. Maybe I should have made it more than that, but I didn't.